Hello and welcome to Vancouver Carpenter. This is the debate over stainless knives or carbon steel. Everyone's got their preference, and let me know in the comments what your preference is. So first, let's start off with knives 6 inches and under. So these are the main brands that are available to me from the local drywall supplies. This is Richard, which is the same as Hyde in the US. Now, when I first started buying knives, just from the big box stores, I would usually get these carbon steel ones. And yeah, they rust a little. Once I decided to step it up a little and be a little more professional and got tired of having weird brown rusty streaks in my mud and also just having really rusty looking tools, I stepped it up to stainless. And it wasn't long until I found a big defect in this brand of stainless steel knives. One night after rinsing out my pan and cleaning off my knife, I left it just like this. So there was very little water, just a tiny bit of water residue. When I came back the next morning and started using my knife, I was very disappointed to find these big lines left. So what had happened is my stainless steel knife actually corroded quite badly. Just from a millimeter of water left in the thing, left like this. It was quite shocking. I could do the exact same thing to a carbon steel knife, and yes, while you may see a bunch of rust, here's the thing, is it rusts totally evenly. So you can just sand it off really quickly. Whereas this one has big nasty gouges in it, deep pits. And I would have to spend a considerable amount of time sanding those out to be able to reuse this again. Nowadays, my stainless steel 6-inch makes a really good floor scraper. Because of this, whenever I buy knives 6-inch and under, I just go for the carbon ones. They're cheaper, at least if they're gonna rust, they rust evenly. And a lot of the time, I can tell which side of the blade the curve is on by what the unique rust marks are. So there's an added benefit. The best stainless steel knife I ever had was actually a Craft one-piece stainless steel knife. I could leave that in a bucket of water overnight. I could leave it in my pan overnight. It was stiff, durable, lasted me a really long time until I did something dumb with it and then I actually bent it, which made it unusable. But that was the longest lasting knife I ever had under 6 inches. 8 inches, I just use whichever one's closer to me, doesn't really matter. I actually kind of prefer the carbon one still. However, once I get to 10 inches and up, which is basically just a 10 and a 12 inch, those are your only knives I use, I actually prefer stainless because they're low maintenance, they get used so infrequently that I like to be able to just kind of toss them back into the container and I don't get too fussed about washing them. I just scrape them off on the next use usually. So I like to have stainless in the bigger knives. Well, what about trowels? Trowels are stainless all the time. I never buy carbon trowels. So this carbon trowel I had actually is a really good one. This is the one I kind of cut my teeth learning. And this one was kind of unique because it's got a handle that's quite low to the trowel, and it's a fairly small trowel. It's 11 by 4.5, and because of that it was a really nice nimble little trowel for learning. So anything in the 12 to 4.5 inch range is going to be nice for learning. Just on a side note, I know I've tangented, but yes, because trowels last a really long time and I consider them actually kind of an investment, often costing about $50, I like to get stainless steel, and I actually take pretty good care of my trowels. But getting back to these knives, I think the carbon are definitely the best buy because they're cheaper, they corrode evenly, and nowadays what I do is I just wash it off real quick and then I just brush it off against my leg to get the excess water off so that it doesn't get, a lot of really obvious corrosion that leaves a bunch of brown streaks in my mud. Also, I have a tendency to damage these, lose these, so they're kind of expendable and I don't want to spend a lot of money on and baby them and fuss over them the way I used to with all of my stainless ones. However, like I said, those Craft ones were the best value ones I ever found. But again, I have a tendency to damage them, so I find you can find these everywhere, they're cheaper, and they actually last quite a long time. I have also found the carbon to actually be a little bit stronger. These just tend to get more deficiencies and defects. Something they put in the stainless steel makes it a little bit weaker than the carbon steel, and I haven't been able to figure that out. Although, I'm not a metallurgist, so why should I know? Anyways, thanks for watching Vancouver Carpenter. That's my opinion on the debate of stainless steel versus carbon. Again, I want to hear your opinions in the comments, what you guys choose and why. And also, what are some really great brands stainless steel? Because, it might just be that I don't have good quality stainless steel knives available to me. But maybe what you guys can do is let me know what brands those are, and we can put some links in the description so that if people are looking for really high quality stainless steel knives that don't corrode, then we can point them in that direction. So anyways, thanks for watching Vancouver Carpenter. I hope you found this useful. Until the next video, you guys.